Hello, everyone, and welcome back to NeoEnglish, the podcast for learning practical English to talk about the real world.
Hey there! In today's episode, we're talking about a big news story. Investors dodge US dollar and treasuries, scared by Trump's trade war, reported by the Washington Post.
Don't worry if that title sounds a bit hard to understand. We'll break it down in simple English so you can understand the story and learn useful vocabulary along the way.
Okay, so first, let's talk about the main idea. In this news article, people are saying that since Donald Trump became president, the US dollar has lost value.
That means the US dollar is weaker now, almost 10% lower than it was on Inauguration Day. Inauguration Day means the day the president officially starts the job.
Half of that drop happened in just 1 month. That's a lot. And the main reason is something called a trade war.
A trade war is when countries put taxes or limits on products that come from other countries. Countries do this when they're not happy with how trade is going.
For example, if the United States says, we'll put a tax on steel from China, China might say, then we will tax American soybeans. That's a trade war.
And when that happens, investors, people who spend money on stocks or money to make more money, get nervous. They don't want to lose money.
So what do? They start to avoid the dollar. In the article, they say investors dodge US dollar. Dodge means to avoid something, like when you dodge a ball in a game.
Exactly. Two more examples. You can dodge traffic if you run across the street quickly, or you can dodge answering a question if you don't want to talk about it.
The article also says investors are scared. They're scared of what the trade war might do to the economy. That's why they are also avoiding treasuries.
Treasuries are short for treasury bonds, a kind of investment where you give money to the government and get paid back with interest.
Normally, treasury bonds are safe, but during uncertain times, like a trade war, even these can look risky.
And that's not good for the US economy. If the dollar drops in value, it means US products cost less in other countries. That can be good for exports, but it also means people don't trust the dollar as much.
So let's review some keywords from the news. 1. Trade war, when countries fight by putting taxes on each other's products. 2. Dodge, to avoid something. Example, dodge a question, dodge a car. 3. Treasury or treasuries, a U.S. government bond, a kind of investment. 4. Investor, a person who puts in money to make more money. 5. Inauguration Day, the day the U.S. president officially takes office. 6. Casualty, usually means someone hurt in war, but here it means something that's hurt because of a situation. The dollar is the casualty in this trade war.
Let me try telling today's story using the keywords we just learned. After Inauguration Day, President Trump started a trade war. He put higher taxes on products from other countries. In return, those countries also put taxes on US products. Investors, or people who spend money to try and make profit, became scared. They started to dodge or avoid the US dollar and treasuries, which are usually safe investments. Because of this, the dollar became weaker. In total, the dollar lost about 10% of its value.
That's a lot, right? A weaker dollar can be a sign that people around the world don't trust the U.S. economy as much as before. It becomes a kind of casualty in the trade war.
But remember, understanding these events helps us understand the world and practice using English in real ways.
Okay, before we finish, let's practice 2 phrases from today. Phrase 1. Dodge something. Example 1. He dodged the interview question. Example 2. I had to dodge the bike on the sidewalk. You can use dodge when you want to say avoid quickly.
Phrase 2. Trade war. Example 1. The trade war made prices go up. Example 2. No one wins in a trade war. You can use trade war when talking about countries fighting with taxes, not with weapons.
So we talked about why investors are scared, why the dollar dropped, and what a trade war is, plus useful English along the way.
If you found this episode helpful, feel free to share it with your friends. Talking about news helps you learn language that people really use.
Absolutely. Thanks so much for joining us today on NeoEnglish.
We'll see you in the next episode with more simple English and global stories.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing.